I am honored to introduce tonight's special guest, stage and film actress, Mrs. Irma P. Hall. Mrs. Hall is best known for her roles in such films as Book of Numbers, Soul Food, Beloved and the Lady Killers. As an educator, I am most excited that Ms. Hall taught English and foreign languages in Dallas for 27 years. We are in for a treat as Mrs. Hall joins us tonight to share some of her original poetry. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mrs. Irma P. Hall.
Well, thank you very much. And I'm especially happy to be here because it's like coming home. Since I lived here in Plano on Avenue G from 1958 to 1964, I believe. And Plano has a lot to do with what I do now. I love children, and I love art, and I like to play. I never grew up yet. And I had a group of kids, just neighborhood kids, and we got together and formed a little art group. And we would go and find things and come back to my house, and then we'd make things. And I think I had one case, little set of watercolors and some crayons and things, and we did a lot of little artwork, and this we're talking about in the 50s now. So, and I went up to the mayor's office and told him that these children had done this work, and I would like some way or another to display it. And there was a space above, I think it was a furniture store downtown. I'm laughing about downtown. I think that was a furniture store, a grocery store, a bank, insurance office, 2 or 3 other buildings. That was downtown. Anyway, we did that. And then when the schools integrated, I volunteered to tutor young people who were going to go to school. I said, I can do it in the arts, since I majored in French and minored in Spanish, and I love history, and I know about literature and arts. I do what I can when it comes to mathematics and the sciences. And the parents were so sweet. We got together, and we would take a carload of kids. We used Fair Park in Dallas as a resource place. So we'd go over there because they had all these wonderful art museum, aquarium, everything that we needed over there. And the kids felt very comfortable. Integration was no problem here. That was the only thing. They wanted to make sure that they felt comfortable, that any gaps that they may have when they went to the schools, because it was something like a big sister, big brother program or something like that here, so there was no problems there. And I always felt very much at home, and Plano was always cosmopolitan, and it fitted in with the way I have been blessed all my life. I was born to a jazz musician from Louisiana, from Shreveport, and a mother who was working private home at the time, whose family came from South Louisiana. And I think God arranged that they both went to Tyler, Texas at different times so they could meet, so they could have me. And they took very seriously their charge of raising me. And as long as I can remember, back when I was 3 or 4 years old, I was always told that it was their job to prepare me to live in a global society. I remember I had no idea what that was. But from the age of 7 to 16, when I finished high school, I lived in Chicago, Illinois. And there again, it was always stressed. The reason they liked Chicago, because there was so much diversity, so many different kind of people. I used to collect newspapers on the L, the streetcars, and some of them you read left to right, right to left, up and down, and I'd take them home and I'd stare at them, thinking if I looked at them long enough, I guess I could translate them. And then I met a tamale man, and I was speaking something called Pachuco at the time, and he told me that was not Spanish, and asked me if I wanted to learn Spanish, and I said yes. So every day I'd stop by the tamale stand, he'd teach me a little more. By the time I got to high school, I was quite fluent. And in college, I decided to major in French and Spanish, not to teach. I never thought about teaching. It was the furthest thing from my mind. I wanted to work as a buyer for a store where I could travel all over the world, but, once again, God said teach. So when I was doing my student teaching and I saw that light go on in the eyes of some young people, and I said, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do the rest of my life. And I have been blessed that is what I continue to do. I just continue to do it in a different way. And I had an abundance of blessings in the arts. So I play piano. I write. I've been writing since I was a small child, about 7, 8 years old. And I met Gwendolyn Brooks and Langston Hughes, who encouraged me to write and just write my thoughts. Most of the time, I have been writing. As a child, I wrote little poems about, wondering about nature and why it was like it was. Then during the civil rights struggle, I wrote lots of poems to encourage my people. My parents raised me, as I said, to live in a global society and to know that we are all here to help each other. So I never had tunnel vision. I have always been extremely proud of being an American of African descent. I've always known that I was, and I've been proud of that. But since there are people of various ethnicities in my family, and as far as friends go, I never could have the tunnel vision. There were some nice people, some not nice people, that's all. But I wrote a lot of poems to uplift and to encourage my people. And I would like to share one with you tonight that I wrote called My People's Beauty. I'll be 79 in June, so I have to have glasses to see. Black babies with eyes that shine, mothers that watch with care all the time, sharing their love with their own and with others. How many folk have shared our black mothers? And this is the beauty of my people. Little black children who laugh, run, and play, all slicked up on Sundays to learn and to pray. Black boys playing on all kinds of teams, setting new records almost daily, it seems. And this is the beauty of my people. Black artisans, craftsmen, farmers too, busboys, junkmen, airmen in blue, teachers, doctors, preachers, and all, businessmen, statesmen with wisdom of Saul. And this is the beauty of my people. Afros, cornrows, shiny ball domes, in fashions that range from Harlem to Rome, from projects, mansions, one-room shacks, corn-toads, Chevys, and Cadillacs, steaks, French fries, hot links, and sacks. And this is the beauty of my people. living and loving through sadness and strife, laughing or blue, steady dealing with life. Every month, a brand new dap. On the corners, brothers rap, and this is the beauty of my people. Grandmas in rocking chairs taking naps. Young black babies on grandpa's laps, chewing tobacco, dipping snuff, big cigars and diamond cuffs, and this is the beauty of my people. Plowing the fields in the hot sunlight, loving and giving in the soft dark night. Storefront gospel and back alley blues, chitlins, collard, and pot liquor too. And this is the beauty of my people. Long, lonely nights with nothing to do, high yellow, brown skin, black in all hues. Living today, forgiving the past, burning with hope to be free at last. And this is the beauty of my people. And through it all, there is the beat, from the town of LA to the Congo's heat, from back before Moses down to today. It keeps on keeping on in its own special way. And this is the beauty of my people. And I would like to leave you with something. We are charged to help one another. This country was founded by poor people, and they all helped each other to get where we are. We're a very, very young country. I'm a part of history. When I was born, it was just 70 years after slavery, so I knew slaves, people who had been slaves. I also knew that we had had friends on all levels. And I knew that this country was built to serve as a beacon for the whole world to see how democracy is really supposed to work. Unless we forget how we came to this land, each one alone, yet tied by the poorness of our hands, defrocked, dethroned, distressed, kings, chieftains, princesses, warriors, workers, wives, detached from all save our very lives. But even in our darkest hour, even lying in filth and decay and raw death, the wise men said, we must love one another. We must love one another. We must love one another. So let us do what we do best, and God will handle all the rest. Let us love one another. Let us love one another. Let us love one another. I love you, and I thank you.